Hello, David Paul here. Right, this is possibly going to be my last video of the cabin, because in 2 days' time I'm going to be leaving for the Philippines. So it's all a mad rush here. I have an examination to do in astronomy on Saturday, which is online, and I'm having a real panic to get everything finished. So all packed up here, a lot of tools which are going to be taken to the Philippines to start work on my wooden house out there. Regarding the cabin, basically I'm just going to leave it as it is. The roof is a mess because I've been doing work on it. Let me sit down a minute and I'll be able to pan up and show you what's going on. Okay, so all of the roof timbers are all higgledy-piggledy all over the place, and the reason is because I've been, as I said, I was going to fit an extra roof beam in, a crisscross, instead of butting up to this one and hanging on that one. It's going to be its own run-through beam. So I've put that in. I had a tremendous job doing this. Building these stealth cabins is terrible because you cannot do anything in a proper sort of way, you know. Like you're trying to create shelter for yourself. At the same time, you should really be leaving it open so that you can work on it. So you've got a roof on a thing which is now a nuisance to you. I've learned a tremendous amount building this thing, and the plan for the Philippines is to replicate this there, but this, instead of being one cabin, will just be one person's room. So it'll be a single room, and then there'll be another single room. So you keep building these things for each individual in the family, rather than building an entire house in one go, which is going to be too much. So you can build a room, go in there, sleep all of you together in the same room, away from the mosquitoes, and then start work on the next room, and then ship some people out, and then continue till you got one person per room. Okay, so this beam here gave me absolute hell getting it in, because with the triffids outside I can't really maneuver around with a huge big plank. This thing is 4.8 meters long. I cut a bit off. It's now I think it's 3.6. Is it 3.6? No, it's 4.6. 4.6. So there's a hole 10 centimeters drilled from the end of there. There is also where that is hanging there, there's also a bolt there which is the exact center of the beam. So that there has to be pushed further along to here, and I couldn't do it. I was hammering it and trying to maneuver it, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Then I realized one of these t-shirts over here had got snagged, and it was being tugged in and acting as a sort of brake on the whole thing. So I had to lever it open with a crow hammer, get the t-shirt out, which wasn't easy because it got really embedded, and then start hammering, and it still wasn't very good. So ping, bright idea. What you do is, I got some engine oil and painted it on, where's my finger? There's the beam there. Painted it on that part of the beam so as to lubricate it and help it. Now, it's still not easy work, but it is moving substantially every time I hit it. Okay, so now this thing is taking the load of all of the roof lats which are running across it. So this here beam, which I put in as a temporary, is now actually superfluous to requirement. So if I have a moment, I may knock that out and just I'll leave it. But it's not necessary, it can come out. And all of these roofing beams have to be sorted out. Don't have the time to do that. There are large bubbles of water which are developing towards the ends here. I've got to sort out them. There's a big bubble of water which the tarpaulin is hanging and it's not supporting that part of the roof beams, or not, the roof planks are not supporting that part of the tarpaulin. So that is filling with water. So I've got to do something about that. The entrance, I've been tugging these tarpaulins round, so I've almost got that entrance closed. It's quite a lot warmer here at night. So it doesn't need to be closed off, because if you're gonna like think, oh, I'm gonna keep all the critters out, I will seal it all up, I'll be on months doing that, because I've got to do all the internal paneling and I just don't have time. Even if I had another month, I need a summer at this. I need the months of this forthcoming summer, and I don't have them because I'm at least going to the Philippines for 3 months. So I just can't do that. So that's not going to happen. So it's not critter proof. So if critters choose to come in here, then there must be nothing of interest in here for them. In other words, food. So I will take all the food out. I will eat all the food and leave no food behind. I had a little picture on the wall there, and I've put that in with my solar panel. So I'm hoping to put that up as, that'll be the first cute thing to put up in my new house in the Philippines. Clothes, I'm going to take as many clothes as I can with the baggage allowance. I've got 27 kilos baggage allowance, so I'll take as many as I can, because I do need to set up a sort of living over there. You know, have the appropriate stuff. Oh dear, I've got a suit to take as well, so maybe I've got to curtail that a bit. So the task for today is, I have a couple of bars left on the charge of this here tool on the battery. So the task is to simply go out and cut some firewood. So I am so desperate for time that what I'm going to have to do is, instead of going out in the forest and sawing logs and all this stuff, I'm simply going to use some of this construction wood. There's plenty more of it. It's just simply a matter of that I've got to go and get some when I get back. And it's starting to go a bit stale, some of it anyway. It's getting infected with fungus and turning black. So I'm going to get the most rubbishy looking ones and chop them up for firewood. So this is a pan round. This is the state things are in. Last night I was in this tent thing because it was raining. Lack of oxygen, woke up in a right panic, gasping for air, and I thought, oh God, I can't stand this anymore. Honestly, I can't stand this life anymore. And that's simply not true. I mean, in the daytime it's cool, you know what I mean, it's good. And as you dig more space out, it gets better. I would kind of advise against constructing one of these houses unless you absolutely had to. I would be more inclined to, instead of building a dug-in house, building a one that's bermed up, so the earth is bermed up against the house without having to dig a hole into the ground, because it's just so much hard work. And it hasn't beaten me, but it's just that the time it takes me is I just don't have. I've got so many things to do. As my grandchildren call me, adventure granddad. Well, adventure granddad's got a lot of adventures to go and have, so that's that. Over there is a thing called a bivy bag, which is Teflon and Gore-Tex, and I must take that. The reason being is, what you can do is you can strip down totally naked, climb into it, sleep in the house, and the mosquitoes will not bite you. Put your net over your head and then you're sorted. Because that's another problem, that it's debilitating, you know, being bitten all the time, constantly bitten. It slows you down, attending to wounds and sores and just bites and itches and scratching and, oh, terrible. So, what more can I say? That's it. Atilago. Makita tayo sa kana. See you later. Jesus be with you.